joke that you do not want to be behind me and my family at the security line at the airport because my husband has a prosthetic knee, so that's one scan and he gets separated. And my son with type 1 diabetes wears an insulin pump. Now, that shouldn't be a problem, but it always seems to hold us up in one way or another. And when we're trying to figure out how to best travel and get through these lines quickly for the holidays, it turns out it's actually pretty confusing. Well, the guidelines from the TSA seem pretty clear. They say if a passenger uses an insulin pump, you can be screened without disconnecting, but you've got to inform the officer conducting the screening about the pump before the process begins. And they say whether you're screened using imaging technology, those full body scanners, or a metal detector, the pump may be subject to additional screening. So that can include a passenger conducting a pat down of the insulin pump. We've never had that happen, although we have had my son go through an additional pat down, even though the pump didn't alarm. And it's interesting, I find it interesting, the pump doesn't always alarm. Sometimes if he decides to wear it and go through the x-ray machine, it goes off, and sometimes it just doesn't. But there have been some new studies and news reports about whether it's even okay to go through an x-ray machine or a full body scanner with your CGM or with your insulin pump. So, to be safe, if you're wearing one of these devices, the authors of the study say opt out of the full body scan and request a pat down or request to be checked with a regular metal detector. All of the different pump makers will provide their own guidelines, but when it's a crowded day, when there are lines out the door, will the TSA really help you do this and make it easier on people with any kind of medical device? We couldn't get an answer on that. You're supposed to be able to present a travel letter from your doctor to avoid, possible damage. But I know so many people who go through the x-ray machines, certainly, with the insulin pump. I mean, we've done that several times. So the question remains really, what are you supposed to do? We would tell you more if the TSA had talked to us. They declined my requests for interviews, and they wouldn't let us even take a close look at the scanners. That's for national security reasons, they tell me. But I do think it would have been nice to get a little more clarity on this issue because of all of the holiday travel we're all going to be going through next week, whether you have diabetes or not.